Alright guys, thank you for joining me. Today's video is going to be strictly beard talk. This is more or less my announcement video that I'm going to be bringing back the big beard. It's been about 3.5 years since I've had one, and truthfully speaking, I've only had a prodigious beard 2 other times. It seems like many years ago at this point. It's probably not as far back as I think. And then, you know, of course, 3.5 years ago when I finally chopped it down. I make that sound brutal because to some guys it probably would be, but I did it for a number of different reasons. One is I just like change. And the other was I wanted to be able to help guys with beard trimming. So I figured I could make a number of beard trimming tutorials, you know, taking it to different lengths and showing them how they can make it look really good. And they've been quite successful, and I've gotten positive feedback. But you know, I've teased the idea long enough about bringing the big beard back, and I just haven't been willing to commit to it. In fact, there have been times I've looked back on my pictures trying to decide if this is what I wanted to do, and I've seen this big beard, and I've thought to myself, what was I thinking at the time? But for some reason, I feel like now is the right time to do it. That's not to say that I will keep it, because like I said, I do love change. But I think that I think right now is a really good time for me to grow it out. Now, I have a few things to say about this. I really haven't even discussed it with my wife. I haven't said anything to her about it. But I think she prefers a shorter beard. But she's not going to be the kind of person who would prohibit me from doing it. She's not going to say anything about it. You know, so I don't have to worry about that front. And I don't really care what other women think, because I'm not on the prowl for other women. Even if I was single, I don't think I would be right now. So I don't really care about that. Yes, my beard is getting more gray. It's certainly not going to look like the last beards I had, because there's quite a bit more gray in it. So there's going to be some changes. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different. It will probably grow out a little bit differently. Maybe not by a long stretch, but there's going to be some changes. There's going to be a shift in several things. Mainly because the hair shafts, or the hair is white, so the shafts are going to change. The hair is probably going to come out a little bit differently. White hair tends to stick out more. And if you ever try to pull a white hair out, just pluck it out, I don't suggest it. But I'll tell you something, those things hurt far worse than a dark hair. So there's quite a bit of difference, not even just based on that. There's quite a bit of difference between a darker hair and a white hair. And so, you know when the white hair starts to come in, your skin starts to feel differently also underneath. And so it's important to use good products. Now, I'm really looking forward to this. Well, because of the beard looking differently, and just because it's been a while. But, you know, as I thought back over time, I realized I think I had more fun with the bigger beard. I really do. There was something about feeling your own beard, stroking it and combing it out and using the products and being able to smell it and just enjoy the softness of the bigger beard, because the bigger beard is softer than a shorter one, mind you. Some of you probably already realize it. Others of you may have no idea. But a bigger beard is softer. They're fun to feel. They're fun to stroke. And you know, the whole thing about men deep in thought while they're stroking their beard, there is something to that, because I do feel like I think better when I'm sitting there with one arm crossed across my chest and the other one with the hand just going through my beard, which some people say you shouldn't do that, but it's never stopped me from doing it. But the beard has also been of some comfort to me. Now, if you were to ask me to explain why, I don't think I could. It just has been. Like, there's something very comforting about it. Maybe it's because it's some kind of a blanket for your face. I have no idea. I don't think that says that a person would be insecure. I just think that it's in some way or another, it's a source of comfort. It's also a great conversation starter. No matter what kind of a beard a guy has, if you take good care of your beard, especially if it's bigger, you're going to get a lot of people coming up to you and telling you, especially men, I really like your beard. They either want a beard like that, but their wives won't let them, or they're too afraid to try it, or they don't think they can do it. But I'll tell you what, once you go down that path and you're like 6 months into it, there's something that just to say about it. You know, it's really opened up doors for me when I had a bigger beard before. And I never make any promises that I'm going to keep it. But, here's the thing. The first time I committed to growing a beard back out, I said, I want to go for a whole year. See, I'd been watching a lot of George Bruno videos at that time. He encouraged guys. He said, every man should grow a long beard out, especially a year-long beard, which they call a year. It's kind of strange, isn't it? But he said, every man should grow a beard out at least once in his life. So I said, I really liked his. I think I'll do that too. So I started my journey, and I was kind of documenting it, not taking pictures every day, but I had pictures on Instagram. And you had some funky stages, but I got all the way to the 6-month period. And I just couldn't resist trimming it. I was going to try to wait for a whole entire year before trimming it. But I only got to the 6-month point. But I went to a really good guy that I had found on Instagram. I went all the way over to Land O'Lakes. It's about 40 miles away from here, I think. Or 40 minutes, I can't remember which. He did a knockout job on that. And I was so pleased with it. It was a good point to really kind of trim something back. I will tell you, if you want a really nice beard, it doesn't have to be down to the middle of your chest. But the longer you let it grow, the more you have to cut back, and the greater the chance you have of really trimming it and grooming it into something that will look really nice, even at a different length. You got to have something to work with to begin with. And so, going 6 months was not a bad idea. But I actually am thinking about going for a whole year. You see, when I decided to do this, my beard was already probably at about 2 months growth. And that's when I decided, I think I might just keep going. So I'm counting the growth I already have, or already had, as 2 months. So if I go for 12 months, that'll put me right about my birthday, when I'll have a year-long beard. Now, I'm not promising that I'll go that long, but I'm seriously considering it. I'm going to try to avoid trimming it, except for the mustache and maybe the sideburns a little bit. But I'm going to try to keep the length, going down and going out, and just let the weight of the hair pull it down and see what it does. I don't even want to trim the bottom of it. But it really depends. We'll see how things turn out. But I do really want to go for like a whole year, and maybe possibly longer. I can't really imagine that, but I know at least with a year I'm going to have a lot to work with, and the possibilities are going to seem almost endless. So I'm really excited about that. So when I went back and started looking at some of my old pictures, that's when I discovered it's really important to take pictures. If you're on a beard journey, no matter where you're at, if you want to grow a beard and you have a clean shaven face, or if you have a short beard and you want to grow it bigger, take a lot of pictures along the way, because you'll probably change your mind. You'll trim it into different lengths or whatever, and then if you're not taking pictures, you'll think about it someday and go, should I grow it longer? Should I keep it shorter? And if you don't have the pictures around, you don't remember what you look like. And what will happen is you'll go on Instagram or you'll watch YouTube videos and you'll see guys with bigger or shorter beards, and you think, well, if I grow a beard out, it'll either look that good or that bad, or if I keep it shorter, I don't want to look like that. You're not going to look like anybody else. You need to know what you look like. You. Not anybody else, you. And so I had to keep that in mind. I do have beard goals, but it doesn't help me to compare myself to somebody else. It's better to know what my beard potential already is, and that only happens by taking lots of pictures. And then you can kind of figure out what you want to do better next time. So this time, as I go along, I don't know that I'll do a lot different. I just will probably go longer, And I don't plan on using any kind of blow dryer or a beard straightening brush very often. Maybe from time to time. I do not like using heat on my beard. I can always tell the beards that where guys use heat brushes on them regularly. You can spot them a mile away. I don't like that. I think it looks unnatural, and it also makes them look fairly dried out. And it doesn't matter how much product you put in it. It doesn't do a beard justice. If you want to see a beard in all its glory, you just got to let it grow, and apply oils and balms. And men have been doing that to their beards since the beginning of civilization. Well, probably yeah. I mean, if you look back in Egyptian history, even biblical history, you see where men have been putting oils in their beards. It's just it's just a very common thing. Even dyes, even henna. And so, it depends on what culture you're looking at. So you can put things in your beard and still keep it very natural, but, I do plan on keeping heat away from it as much as possible. And by Christmas time, I should have, I don't know, a good-sized beard. It should probably be down to my Adam's apple, I'm thinking. So the other thing you might want to know is if you're planning on growing out your beard likewise, because No Shave November is coming up. It's coming up, and this is when guys decide to grow a beard for the very first time. They might be starting from scratch, and by the end of the month, because of the itchiness and the scratch, they decide to shave it off, or because some woman goes, ew. Well, I would encourage you to keep going, but you can get the jump on it. You can get the jump on it if you start growing it out right now. Why wait? You have, let me see, October's almost here. You can get an extra month's jump on No Shave November, and by Christmas time, you'll have a 3-month beard grown out, and that's going to start looking really nice. I'll give you guys links and codes down below in my description of companies whose products I use that I recommend a lot, and you'll be able to save yourself some money and be able to use the same kind of things I'm using. Now, I'm already letting the neck beard, which is what I call it, the undergrowth, or to grow out. So guys will ask, and I think this is what I was trying to get to before I kind of cut myself off and got into something else. Guys will oftentimes ask, when do I start letting the neck hair grow? As you can see right here, there's a line right here where I was cutting. I've already started letting this grow for several weeks. And a lot of guys don't want to do that because they feel like it's going to look ugly, it's going to look unkempt. Well, I don't really care. I don't care what anybody else thinks, because here's what I know. If you decide to grow a bigger beard out, longer than, where the beard neckline goes, if you decide to grow your beard out that long or longer, go ahead and just let it go now. Just don't even wait. Just go ahead and let it go now. I know some of you are going to want it to look really, really, really cleaned up and nice all the time, and somebody might even be encouraging you need to clean that up. You can just say, look, I'm on a mission. I have this project. If you see me sweating, it's because it is really hot out here. I'm in Florida. But I've got this thing going on, and I can't break my stride right now. Which is a really good song, by the way. One of my favorites from the 80s. Matthew Wilder. If you don't know it, look it up. So you have this thing going on, and if I were you, I would go ahead and just keep growing the neckline out. If anybody says anything about it, you let them know when the scorching rays of the sun beam down upon them and they look for a place to take shade, it will never be under your beard for giving you such a hard time. A beard can, like I said, a beard is a source of great comfort to me, but it could be to somebody else too. So whoever you have in your life, tell them to mind their manners, or else they'll never be able to take shelter under all this beard glory. And you can when you see what that will do by letting it go, you're going to thank me later on, because you need all of this to bolster the rest of this. If you continue to trim this and let this grow out, you're going to have a thinner beard here. You're going to have one of those transparent beards. You let this grow in and let it grow with it, you're going to have a nice, solid looking beard. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, if you have any questions about that, put them down in the comments below. The other thing I'm doing, which I'm not in the habit of doing, but I'm doing this as an experiment this time, is I'm taking biotin and keratin capsules. Okay, now I don't necessarily think I need to, but I figured, you know, it couldn't hurt. It could only help, and perhaps I'll see some benefit from it. And the reason why I'm taking biotin, and a lot of beard companies do offer biotin pills. It's been recommended for the longest time, long before they ever started carrying them. But biotin is the same as vitamin B7 or vitamin H. It's very helpful to the growth of your beard. Now, I'm not saying that it necessarily will make your beard grow faster. Maybe it will. Maybe if you're someone who is in the habit of using biotin, you can tell me. But I think what biotin does is it helps your beard to grow stronger, healthier, shinier, straighter, and it might just appear to be growing faster. That's what I think. That's my theory, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I'll tell you some things about biotin, just a very short thing. I'll actually link this article down below in the description. Biotin is commonly known for its ability to improve the health of the skin, hair, and nails. Vitamin B7 contains sulfur molecules. They are necessary for properly synthesizing keratin, which is one of the main building blocks of nails and hair. Thanks to this, it is possible to avoid excessive hair brittleness, and the nail plates are strong and do not crumble. In addition, biotin has a positive effect on reducing hair loss and improving skin condition. Well, beard hair grows out of your skin, right? And whatever is good for your skin is going to be good for your beard. So this is a good place to start. And by the way, did you know that by taking biotin, you're not only helping your hair, it has many other benefits. Listen to this. Other functions of vitamin B7, which is biotin, include improvement of well-being. Vitamin B7 has a beneficial effect on the work of the nervous system, which results in an improvement in mood and reduction of nervousness. The second thing, stronger muscles and joints. Biotin is good for muscles and joint pain, or muscle and joint pain. Number 3, maintaining an appropriate level of glucose in the blood. Taking biotin is recommended primarily for diabetes. Number 4, vitamin C absorption. Number 5, improvement of metabolism. Biotin has a positive effect on the entire condition of the body and prevents weight gain. So I didn't have to throw those in there. I'm just saying that if you take biotin for your beard and for your skin, you're going to have other effects that, not side effects, but benefits that you might want to know about that you really can't lose with it. So I am taking biotin, but these capsules that are taking, I take 1 capsule a day, and it's a biotin and keratin capsule. So it's 2 in 1. Okay, let's talk about keratin. It says people who use keratin on their hair report that their hair is smoother and easier to manage as a result. The effects vary greatly depending on whether your hair is healthy to begin with, what the natural thickness of your hair is, and what kind of keratin treatment you use. Keratin works by smoothing down the cells that overlap to form your hair strands. A layer of cells called the hair cuticle theoretically absorb the keratin, resulting in hair that looks full and glossy. Keratin also claims to make curly hair less frizzy, easier to style, and straighter in appearance. Okay, so I'm getting a 2 in 1 with the biotin and keratin. I'm playing around with it. I'll put a link down below for biotin and keratin capsules that you can use yourself. You could go to the store and pick them up yourself, but you could also use my Amazon link and have them delivered to your house, possibly even today or tomorrow. They're pretty quick. Things like that are pretty quick. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. My oldest son, is starting to grow his beard out a little bit more. I have a feeling he'll probably cut it off before too soon, but I keep trying to encourage him because he has jet black hair and a very red beard. And I think that would just look amazing. So anyway, it's something a young man should do. Oftentimes they try to do to appear more grown up. But beards are great. Beards are great no matter what length you decide to wear yours at. And I hope that you understand that. And I do agree with George Bruno. I think every man should grow a beard out and possibly even a yeared out at least once in his life. I have not fully committed to a full year yet, but this might be the time. So keep watching my journey. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll keep posting pictures there. And I'm looking forward to getting my beard back to what it used to be, and looking forward to seeing how much has changed. And I'll keep you guys posted on any new developments that might happen. And I do thank you for joining me on this one. And make sure you like the video. If you've even gotten a morsel of entertainment or value out of this at all, please hit the like button. I would do it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell, otherwise you might miss future uploads regarding this topic or any others. And check out all my other videos, because you might find something in all of that would be of immense value to you. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.